Okay, so here it is. What's going on, guys? Today is going to be a little bit of a different vlog style. I'm kind of going to be talking to you. So welcome back to another episode. If you've already read you already know what this video is about. If you don't succeed, try again. So I failed, and I guess in my head I failed. So let's talk about it. I failed last weekend when I went for my bike ride. I was trying to do 70. I had just done 65 the weekend before. I really believed that I can do 70, and then I ran out of energy. That's really all I can say. I felt so depleted. I called my mom and she said I looked like I was dead. Like, she said I looked really bad, like I was dying. And it felt like that. I had no energy to push myself anymore. I was at 55 miles. I did end up doing 60 miles, but I was just so done. I had no energy to push myself even further, even though my body and my mind was ready. I just didn't have the energy to do it. So this last week has been a little bit of a struggle for me. At the beginning of the week, I felt very just kind of mad at myself, disappointed in myself. I don't like committing to something and not finishing that. So I did get on myself a little bit. I felt like I was failing, my pop, because I didn't feel like I was going to be able to finish this 100 miles. I felt like I was failing myself, my family, because they're going to come and, support. And I felt like I was failing you guys, because you guys are coming with me on this journey. And I had to realize that wasn't the case. I am training and I am learning something new, which means there's going to be setbacks, things where you're figuring out how to get to that next level. And I had that last week. It's no longer just gummies, gels, and liquid carbohydrates. Now we have to go to physical, actual carbohydrates, pretzels. I got some, one second, let me show y'all. I got some pretzels, peanut butter crackers. Yes, I got applesauce, squeezable ones. And then I saw these right above it, which is called Go Squeeze Active. And I was like, this is exactly what I need. It has electrolytes in it. And it's exactly what I need when I'm riding a bike. It has 14 grams of carbohydrates. This also has 14 grams of carbohydrates. Not a lot of fiber in it, which is good. For both of them, it's the same amount of fiber. So we're gonna try these out. And especially because this has electrolytes in it, I know that it's gonna help me on my ride. Obviously, I'm gonna be sweating all the time, so having something that's a little different than just liquid electrolytes and having a squeezable, kind of more of a chewable thing to have with my body makes it different. My mouth won't be going all crazy and raw because your lips start to dry up as you continue to drink salts and stuff like that. So this will be a good alternative for that. And then also just applesauce. Good carbohydrates, just good and filling, and not too much, fiber to make me have to go poop. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have to do that in the middle of the race. So I went and got those today. Yesterday, I did go for my bike ride, and I ate a lot more pretzels. So even though I finished the 70 miles, I learned toward the end that I should be eating carbohydrates a little bit more throughout my bike ride than all at once. I was eating every hour on the hour when it should have been throughout slowly, through that hour, maybe 2 to 3 pretzel sticks here with, maybe one of these pouches every 30 minutes. That would have probably been better, because by the end there was just so many carbohydrates in me that my stomach couldn't process it all at the same time. So my stomach started to hurt, which made those last 8 miles excruciating, because now my stomach hurts, the heat is shining on me, it's getting so much hotter. And so I definitely significantly slowed down toward the end. As you can see, it took me 5 hours. My goal for this, I don't know if I said this, but my goal for this is 7 hours. I want to finish this in 7 hours, and I truly believe I can if I get my fueling right, as I have, grown and, added more miles to each ride. As long as I get my fueling right, I do believe I can do this in 7 hours. So that is the goal for this race, and I'm excited, you know, to be able to do 70 miles and how I was pushing myself. In the first hour, I was already at 14 miles. And like I said, every hour on the hour, the loop is 13 miles. And I only had 5 minutes left in my first hour, which I took a break, but I was at 13 miles, which means if I would have continued, I would have been at 14 miles by the first hour. Now what I'm thinking is pack little things of pretzels. Like I have a big bag of pretzels, but packing a couple of the pretzels in like a small bag, putting that in my, my fanny pack that were around my waist. And then I also had the gummies that you guys are seeing right now, the Tropical Punch. Those are really good. I'm gonna get more of those. And then I had obviously carbohydrates and liquid wise with G1M Sport Plus, which definitely helped. And then I also had a gel, but I didn't use the gel actually. I ended up using the Ketone IQ. Now let me tell you something about this Ketone IQ. And I started using it toward the end, and it helped because there were times where I wanted to get off my bike, and I'm not gonna lie, I did a little bit. There were times where I wanted to get off my bike and just walk up the hill, but for some reason my brain was like, no, keep pushing, you got this, keep going, you can get up this hill. And I got up the hill, I got over the hill, there's this long stretch, I got through the long stretch. So yeah, that ketone really makes you focused, and it does give you energy to push along. Even though your brain is telling you you're tired, your body's like, no, we got the energy, keep going. So I think next time, because I read more into it, it's drink one before and one after, 1 or 2 shots before and then 3 and 4 shots after. I'm only gonna drink one before, probably the caffeinated, and then maybe because it says it's good for recovery, which I also believe why my body is a lot better, then I'll drink one after for recovery. Not gonna lie to you though, those things do not taste good. I drank the peach one yesterday and it was gross. Tasted nothing like peach. I don't know where they got these flavors from, but it tastes nothing like peach. I hope that they're developing the flavors to be better. Ketone IQ, I like your product, don't like the taste. Can we fix that, please? Just asking for a friend. But yeah, I got that one, and then I have one that's caffeinated. The one that I drank wasn't caffeinated, so I'm trying to stay away from caffeinated things toward the end because I don't need as much caffeine. And plus, since it's already helping me focus, you really don't need the caffeine in there. But I think I'm gonna start with the caffeinated one on Saturday morning. You know, have my bagel, still have my yogurt, and then when I get right before I start my bike ride, drink one with the caffeine, see how far I can get with it. And within the first hour, I'm gonna have everything I need so that I can at least do 2 hours. And then if we need to replenish stuff, we can stop and pause when we need to. So it was good. It was a good ride. I'm super proud of myself. And honestly, what I've learned out of this week, what I've learned out of, making the tweaks that I need to make, is that your destination, it's there. But don't focus on your destination. Focus on how you need to get from where you are right now to where you're going, and what tweaks and what changes that you need to make along the way so you can get to that destination, because that's what I've learned. I was trying to get to 70 miles. What did I have to do? I had to tweak my fueling. My training was good. I trained abs a little bit too much this week, and that's probably also why my stomach was hurting. So now I know. Don't need to train abs as much. My nutritionist also told me that. Don't need to train abs as much because I'm already doing biking, which, my brain should have told me. But when you're in the middle of it and you want to be your best, you're like, oh yeah, more ab training, let's do it. And then your abs are like, no, not today. So I was like, okay, let ab training on Monday. Everything else continue to stay the way it is. Zone 2 workouts, and then you get to the weekend. And if you can stay in zone 2, stay in zone 2. But if you need to get to tempo sometimes, so you're pushing yourself, so you're getting better, do it. But also make sure, for me, I'm making sure that my breathing's right. even when I do get to tempo, I'm like, okay, we still have a long way to go. So let's continue to breathe through our nose, still breathe in, get oxygen where it needs to go so that we're not sitting here in pain because there's not enough oxygen in the blood to help pump your legs. And doing so definitely helped with the ride. I was able to push myself even longer, so it felt really good. And for once, guys, this ride, my upper body didn't hurt. Like my back started hurting toward the end, but like my shoulders and stuff, I kept shaking out my arms. I kept like, moving a little bit just to make sure my shoulders weren't locking up and, getting in pain. And for once, it didn't hurt, and if it did start to hurt a little bit, I just shook out my arm and, get all that out and kept it pushing. So yeah, it was a good time. Shout out to Texas. It has not hit 100 degrees yet. So I am appreciative. We're still in the 90s. I hope we stay in the 90s even through August so that when September comes, I can really, really enjoy my training throughout the whole time, because November it's not going to be as hot, goodness. And so it should be a fun ride. But anyway, guys, that's really all I have. To be honest, like I said, the destination isn't going anywhere. It's you that has to go to the destination. So make sure that you're doing what you need to do and what is in your control to get to that destination or that goal that you have set for yourself. And for me, 70, now we're moving up to, slowly moving up to get to 80. And that's what's important. It's staying on my goal, staying on that path and not giving up on myself. Don't give up on yourself. You can do it. Yeah, you may have failed once, but try again. You learn every single time that you have a setback. Take what you learn, tweak and change what you need to change so that you can be successful in it. Because you can. It's that simple. You can be successful in the life that you want to have. Go out and go after it. All right, guys, I'll see you next week for the next episode. I'm thinking I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a work day of what I eat before I work out. And then after that, one of the ones that I was trying to do this weekend didn't work out, which was, eating and training on a long bike ride day. So those are coming up. Be on the lookout for those. And I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. And I shall see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your week. I hope that you had a good start to your week. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Please subscribe and like down below and share this video with friends and family if you believe it can help them in whatever they're going after. Just giving them a little motivation to let them know that they can do it. You can do it. All right, guys. See you next week. Peace.